feel. It brings me back to my roots. And I said, oh, that's fascinating. Could I borrow a pencil? She said, never. But she still writes with them. Sometimes she writes with the computer, and always her words shine like a little star in the night. Here's Carissa. This is her first time up here, ladies and gentlemen. Raise the roof! I like it already. Look at that.
This is dedicated to my very best friend in the whole wide world, and she's here today. I went to see you the other day. I'm still not quite sure I ever came back. Just being with you, breathing with you, was like I was in a room for the first time. So often in interactions, or even on my own, I live in my head in what I nearly want to call a literal way. I touch my surroundings, lift things, but still feel as though I haven't affected them. I either say what I meant to say, or the first thing that comes to my mind, because somehow none of it matters, not with a big world out there. Those moments don't feel real. I live a waking dream. Even in pain, I float. The frame of my sights is blurred and faded. This is not a defense mechanism. This is the way I live. With you, nothing still mattered, and it was all still a dream, but a beautiful dream, a dream that felt real for once. A dream I never wanted to leave. My vision went from 240p to HD in the most meaningful way. I was liberated from my own mind and allowed to wander to the physical. Food had real flavor. It had nuance. I took in every color of your walls, heard the cracks in your voice. I was allowed to experience, forget time existed. For a few short, sweet hours, I was free. And I can't wait to see you again.
Woo! That's okay. That's cool. That's like the Gettysburg Address. You just go ahead and say what you want to say. That's great. You know, to have a friend in this world and be able to say something, it's beautiful. Good job. This coin was inside and outside. It was yesterday and today. It was friendship and embrace and wonder and just a little bit of ornery. Bravo! Thank you. I don't think this has ever happened before, but we had two first-time people come up to the microphone. No way. The earth is not shattering, the axis hasn't tipped, but you're not up here yet, so we'll see what happens. It's cool. Because when she was young, when she was only 7 years old, she had taken, just because she had read this old book, she took a vow of silence and she didn't speak at all for a year. And her parents were concerned, and the neighbors were concerned, and her grandparents were concerned. But she would write, and she would laugh, and she would cry, and they said, "Why aren't you talking?" And she just smiled. And at the end of that year, she told them everything she'd been thinking about. She's been telling everybody since then, and we're all the richer for it. Now, how do I say your name? Paula?
Paola.
Paula.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, the first time here, Paula!
Hi, I'm just going to give you guys a little bit of a backstory. So for the past 3 years, I've been struggling with an eating disorder. And this year was the year that I decided that I wanted to recover. And Carissa, the girl back there, she was the first friend that I told, and she's the one that's been basically supporting me through all of this. And, I love her so much, and I appreciate everything that she's done for me in these past few weeks, and just, you're great. So it's called Purple Llama, because our code word for each other whenever we're sad is Purple Llama, and we'll be like, hey, it's okay, I love you, don't be sad. So yeah. Curly-haired rescue. Purple streaks remind me of the way I used to bruise so easily, but now the only hurt comes from being hugged too tight. You've written hope into my bones and given me a reason to find out what the other side of life is like. Eating without counting, allowing myself to love and feel. You've reminded me that I matter. I love seeing your head tilt back as you release your laughter, a sound that reminds me of the time of the day when the sun is setting and everything is golden. You are sunshine, but you walk hand in hand with thunder. Wherever you go, you make sure to leave behind a streak of lightning. I know that there's a reason why the corners of my mouth always seem to automatically turn up whenever I'm around you, and I could never find the words to explain the release that you've given me, and I could never think of how to thank you, so I'll try my best to let the sighs of relief and the way my hands don't shake when I eat around you show all the gratitude that I can't give you. Stand-up comedy until midnight, bonding over poetry and cute boys, there is never any guilt. I am best friends with a woman who is passionate about sunset, skinny boys, and Star Trek. A girl who dances in hurricanes and empties herself into the universe. She is fireworks and thunderstorms. She has taught me to never be ashamed of living.
I'm slightly older than you. And to go through these days and have somebody write a poem like that for each other, back and forth through friendship, is a beautiful thing. And the thing that I think can happen is when you're as old as I am, the two of you might find yourself back over here or someplace. You never know what life has, but when you have that bond, you'll be able to like call each other up. If you haven't talked for 5 years, and suddenly you sit down, it's like you just talked yesterday. It's so cool. And just both of you, wonderful writing, beautiful, good job.
Absolutely.
This coin says, hello, this coin is a boomerang, so you come back again. Bravo! Thank you. Here. Hi, Jim. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Jim. He's the proprietor of the Walnut.